Hello, I am Servant James, and I am listening to Jesus. Today I have a question, and it's, what is the baptism of the Holy Spirit? First of all, I want to remind you, we have a website, sheephere.org. You're invited to come over and read some of the words the Lord has me write from our daily conversations. The mission of sheephere.org is to encourage Christian believers to have the faith to listen to the voice of Jesus Christ. I have a couple books derived from that website called Servant James, Listening to Jesus, on Amazon. So let's go to this question. What is the baptism of the Holy Spirit? I was just speaking to the Lord about this because I just read the question not even 5 minutes ago. And he's telling me, this isn't a Bible study. This is an interaction. What I have is an interaction with Jesus Christ. Yes. Let me first of all say, reading the Holy Bible is an important thing. These videos and the website are to encourage you to have some faith, to know that Jesus Christ is still alive. When the Bible's over, he's not over. The Bible is a history of man's interaction with God, but it's only a short history of man's interaction with God, because your life is so different than what was happening 2,000 years ago. Because if you think about it, 2,000 years ago, they didn't have electricity, they didn't have lights, they didn't have, but there were still people. And people think, well, because we have lights, we have electricity, we have television, and, you have the main form of entertainment is movies, where they just act like God isn't alive, that if you hear voices in your head, you're crazy. See, society is so formed where they say, well, if you hear voices in your head, you're crazy. And I even hear it from people that are Christians. Well, if you hear voices in your head, you're crazy. And Lord was just telling me this morning, and talking about this subject, about the attack on Christian believers, and the faith is so integrated in every part of society, and the movies regularly put it out. Oh, crazy people, they're hearing voices. They're hearing voices. You're hearing voices. You must be crazy. And don't get me wrong, Satan also speaks to people. The Holy Bible says that he wants to, make himself say, oh, I'm God, listen to me. Which is one of the reasons why the baptism of the Holy Spirit is so important. Because, you could say whatever you want to do, and you could be confused by everybody. But the baptism of the Holy Spirit helps you discern the truth. No, you do not need the baptism of the Holy Spirit to make heaven your home. I hear, a lot of people, they just can't believe it's true. They can't believe it'll happen. They've been so programmed by society that oh no, we can't do anything. No, please don't ask me to believe that God is real. Because God is real. There's so much programming in society against being aware, being the spiritual man that God has called us to be. There is, a mass attack on us. And I was at some end times revival where this guy was preaching, and he was from Arizona, and he used to work for the U.S. government, and he worked in statistics area. And so they get a bunch of information I mean, that's his job. Information, information. What happens, what's the percentage of people that do this? What's the percentage? And there's so many people the government hires to do statistics about things that I haven't even got the faintest idea. To have departments that are devoted, multiple people just looking at statistics all day long as their job. And this guy's, talking about this guy that's one of the antichrists out there, Maitreya, and he'll come over and he'll show up to the Hindus as Vishnu, and he'll show up as the Muslims as Muhammad, and he'll come to the Christians as Christ, and he'll charge the water, and people will go in there and they'll get healed by the multitudes. I mean, multiple miracles, and he was praying to God and saying, God, what's up with this? It's just like in the Holy Bible, in the time, and the very elect will be deceived. And Jesus Christ spoke to him and told him, this is real. What is going on here is real. And all those people that were deceived, they didn't have the baptism of the Holy Spirit. And you have most of the churches out there that don't really want to believe in a real, live Jesus Christ who is interacting with his people every day. Because it's almost like put up or shut up. And there's a whole bunch of empty churches out there because you have people, they'll read the Bible to you. I mean, they can read it word for word. But I ran into this one guy that went to this church. I'm not going to say the church. And I know some of the people there because I know one of the pastors is a friend of mine, and God gave me some words for him and to encourage him to listen to Jesus Christ, which he did. He heard the message from Jesus Christ. He didn't hear his voice, but he heard the message from Jesus Christ, which was, don't give up on your calling. The Holy Spirit, the baptism of the Holy Spirit helps me to know the truth when, first of all, mind you, it's taken a while. When people are up there preaching the gospel and the Lord will just tell me no. And I'll know that they're just reaching, that they're trying. The Lord's not saying these people preaching the gospel is bad. Because, you look in Philippians and it says, it doesn't matter why they're preaching the gospel. They're preaching Christ crucified and risen from the dead. There you go. That's the goal. And people get things wrong all the time because, they from their perception, from what they see, that's what they're talking about. And they're doing what they think is the right thing to do. Doesn't mean everything they say is right. And it really doesn't matter. But see, when it comes to your personal relationship with Jesus Christ, you don't have to have the baptism of the Holy Spirit. But when you have the baptism of the Holy Spirit, you can discern better between Jesus Christ and all the demons and devils that are speaking to you as well, which will drive you crazy. And that's why one of the things Jesus Christ keeps commending me upon is making sure that I'm listening to him and not some demon from hell, because his voice is different. And the Spirit of truth and the Comforter, whatever. But there are forces out there that will say they're like Jesus Christ and aren't. And we know that there's different times and places and things, and I'm not going to go into a Bible study and start giving you chapter and verse all the way through the Bible about the Holy Spirit and the end times. You have a Bible, read it. I'm interacting with you while Jesus Christ is interacting with me right now and giving me direction in the way I should go in ways that took a while. I got years of writing on paper before I started putting on the internet. And I've got years of that before we came to the point where we do the videos. What we're going to do next, I don't know. And it's not important for me to know. I'm following some directions that Jesus Christ, I believe Jesus Christ is speaking to me. Because as far as many people are concerned, I'm crazy. Because I hear voices in my head. The voice of Jesus Christ is a real thing. And he's speaking to you. And if you just listen, you'll hear him too. And possibly receive the baptism of the Holy Spirit. I don't know. That's on you. I just encourage you to come to our website, sheephere.org. Read some of the words the Lord speaks to me. He's just talking to me. It's not a Bible study. It's just a conversation between Jesus Christ and me. And, give us a donation. sheephere.org. The books are on Amazon called Servant James, Listen to Jesus. Have a great day.